You guys seem nice. But you don't seem poor, and that's a problem. Because I want to be I don't want to be liked. I don't really want to be loved. I just want to be popular. And do you know what's the biggest group of people in the world? The poor. There's a lot of uggos. I see some of you in here. And there's plenty of stupids. But the poor outnumber you guys by a lot. It's like the biggest group. And nobody wants to be like appeal to them, you know? Everyone's trying to appeal to the rich. We all wear like fake Gucci and Versace. We're trying to trick other people into being like, yeah, I'm rich. Not me. I appeal to the poor. I try to steal. Yeah, I take. Okay, sure, I steal. But I give back. I litter. That's yin and yang, you know? And I don't know that I like poor people, but I want to help them. You ever feel that way? Where you're like, I want to help you because you smell that way. You know what I mean? Like, you ever walk by a homeless person, they don't smell at all? And you're like, that's the CIA. As like one of those dudes in the movies, he's like, Station 3, yeah, I'm ready. I do. I'm kind of an elitist. I'm sure you can tell by the way that I'm describing poor people. But I want to help them. And the Republicans, they've made it tricky. Because they've given poor people a language that they love. And it's hard to take that away from them. You ever try to say union around like a person that needs collective bargaining? You're like, damn, your life is awful. You work like in a coal mine or something. You should get a union. And they're like, oh, what? You China? Union? Fuck! Biden trying to get me to smoke Joe Bacco. I'm like, damn, dude, chill. Let's not even call it a union. Let's call it a salary militia. Bring your gun. Let's talk to the boss man. I bet you're getting health care. Like, I live in LA right now. There's 2 strikes going on that are fucking my life up. And you know why I don't think they're not gonna cave? The fucking studios are gonna destroy those unions because they're called guilds. The Screenwriters Guild. Ooh. The guild has asked for a bit more money. That doesn't sound terrifying. Send in the actors militia. These boys are illiterate. They negotiate right. It's complicated being an advocate for the poor. Because you can't do it from a position of poverty. Everyone's like, see, of course you want better conditions. You're poor as hell. So I'm trying to get rich first and then be like, see, we gotta help these poors. It's complicated. It's a paradox. Someone did it. Helen Keller did. Y'all know her? Everyone laughs for some reason. It's because y'all don't know anything about Helen Keller. You guys were educated in HISD. I'm not gonna hold it against you, but she was the best. She was the first advocate in American history. Blind, deaf, we know the story. But she was an advocate for the disabled before anybody else was doing it. Joined the Socialist Party in 1909. Flew a plane in 1923. That part I'm like, there's no way. She flew up, like, I've seen the documents, but like, can you imagine being the guy that gave her the plane? She shows up, she's like, I'm flying today. He's like, mm-hmm, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm losing my job over this. Fuck you. But she was an amazing woman. She lived till the 60s. But for a brief period, a small, like 10-year period, she was a eugenicist. A few of y'all know what that is. The rest of y'all, HISD, like I said. A eugenicist was a popular movement in the 19th and 20th century where you're trying to use math to prove that racism is okay. They were like measuring people's skulls and being like, these people shouldn't breed. It was a horrible, horrible thing. And you're like, how could a woman who's always trying to help the poor subscribe to such an ideology, even for a brief moment? You're like, well, because she was a white woman. She was Helen Keller at the end of the day. You know what I mean? She was like, sure, I'm blind and deaf, but some of us are just better than others, you know? That was a long walk just to make 7 of y'all laugh, but that's kind of how my comedy works, you know? I'm not mad at you, it just feels that way. But some of y'all, it's in reverse too, like some of y'all are not gonna laugh, but then later you're like, that was funny, you know? It's like a Stockholm Syndrome thing, like right now you're afraid. I love you guys. I've become better because I have a wife. I used to be complete dog shit. I'm sure you can tell. I was a bad kid too. Like I've always been this way. I was the kind of kid my mom would like smell my breath when I came home to see if I've been out eating ass all night. And I'd smoke cigarettes and weed to cover it up, but she knew it was ass underneath there. She's like a truffle pig for ass. Yeah, I'm 28, bro. I'm a millennial. That's what we do. It's my generation's cultural touchstone. We eat the ass, and they call us soft. They say millennials are the softest generation. I'm like, bro, we all eat ass, and we don't have health insurance. You know how brave that is? We took prison sex and made it casual. There's some of you in here who are like 40 and up, who are like, I don't even eat pussy if it's not Christmas. I'm like, pussy, bro? That's an appetizer. I eat from the back of the menu. That's where the vitamins are. But I have a wife now, and she's great. And she teaches me things. She's made me better. She's made me judge people less even. I don't even judge murderers right away. I'm like, let me hear the story. Because sometimes you hear the story, you're like, oh, I would have killed that guy too, for sure. Oh, you're not a murderer, you're just like a father. Or someone trying to get a PS5 or something. As you got to hear the story. Don't rush to judge with murderers. Now you can rush to judge a rapist. You can always judge those boys quick. I've never heard a story where I was like, oh yeah, you had to rape your way out of that one. Ran out of options.
First of all, congratulations to Radu. Radu actually just got married, which means that now James Harden has the second best beard in Houston.
Normally, I would never say anything mean to a comic from LA because I'm a bit of an opportunist. I want to get something out of it, you know? But after a quick Google search of Pat, I'm going to tell you that's not going to be a problem tonight. Everything you can get from Pat, he's either wearing right now or they don't have a cure for yet.
Speaking of things with complicated cures, Radu told me he became an alcoholic at just 10 years old. How does that work? What happened? You black out and crash your race car bed? No, I get it. Sometimes you have to start drinking at 10 because you need the beer goggles to make your uncle seem fuckable.
Oh, Pat, you handsy T-ball coach. You look like you eat all your meals in the bowling alley your dad died in.
You're talking about what I look like. You look like the final boss in a date rape video game. Radu has a joke in his act where he says that as a Romanian, he doesn't know whether he's white or not. Well, let's check the Carfax. You have a degree in psychology, you used to work for a vape juice company, and you were in a jam band. You're fucking white, dude. Radu is so white, his favorite rap group is Hootie and the Blowfish. Radu is so white, if the purge was real, he'd use it to cheat on his taxes.
Oh, attaboy. I haven't done anything yet. I think we're going for Xanadu and Radu. And whatever the fuck that cracker's name was. That dumb honky at the start. With this, whatever the fuck his name was.
Hey guys, I hope you're drinking tonight. That was the worst drinking noise I've ever heard. You drinking something scary? My favorite drink over here, Shirley Temple. Good stuff. I don't drink, so I gotta order these. My favorite part about drinking Shirley Temples is paying for them at the end of the night. Because I always go up to the bartender and I'm like, yeah, I just had the one Shirley Temple. And they're like, just get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna charge you $1.40. It's fine. Glad to be out of my apartment. Gotta be doing stuff. Because I got a friend staying with me. And it's not going as fun as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be fun, you know, we'd watch Grease and stuff. But it's not. It's just sad. I thought it'd be fun, because, you know, sleepovers when you're a kid are the best thing that can ever. They're the atomic bomb of fun. Remember being fucking 8 years old? Friday nights rolling around, Timmy's coming over, you just stay up all night, drink Mountain Dew, put your mom's clothes on, whatever you want to do. Right? Have fun. You'll get in trouble in the morning, who gives a shit? Shave the dog, whatever. Not when you're an adult, man. People are just sad when they're staying at your house. Something fucked up has happened. They're like staying at your place and not on the Quinta. It's like, who's looking for you? Why are we doing this? And the guy I'm letting stay with me is like a very different person than I am. He's like a big, beefy, like college dude who wears like flat little hats and tanks and like racist shirts, kind of, you know. say stuff like Texas A&M, just different, you know, different person. It's a weird thing to clap for. You know, I know they're bad. Clap up for your own ability to understand things. Good for you guys. He's so different, dude. He does this thing where he comes up with a different word for how drunk he wants to get at every place we go. It's like, bro, we're gonna go out, we're gonna get schwitzed, then schwasted, then zorked. We missed him, man. We went out, me and Bill last night, we got Tonka trucked. I was like, did you hit a kid with your car? What does that mean, dude? You good? And letting this dude stay with me is like a close friend of mine too. Letting him stay with me is the most charity I've done in like 4 years. And it's taken everything out of me. I hate it so much. I don't get a single, I do good shit for people all the time. I do nice things, I hate it. I don't get that Sarah McLachlan feeling when I pet a kid or whatever. I don't care about doing nice shit. I'm not like a bad, I don't like hurting people. That's not my thing. I just don't give a shit about it. I don't know if that makes me like a bad sociopath or a good Republican. It's just, it's my plight, you know? The only thing I like to do, I like to give like money to the homeless. You guys ever do that shit? Every time I ask audiences in Houston that, they like look at me like I'm a homeless person. And I'm like, what? No, I don't have anything for you. No way. You don't feel bad if you don't do it. I don't do it out of charity. I just do it to annoy my other white friends. It's the only reason I do it. Because I don't know what it's called. It's like a Discovery Channel effect or something. If you have enough like liberal white friends around you and you give a homeless person $1, one of them has to like pop up and like ruin your night. And you know, excuse me, that's not helping. Yeah, that's for drugs. You're an enabler, you're part of the problem. And I'm like, oh, really? And then I'll go and take the $1 back from the homeless guy and give him like a 20. I'm like, bro, I thought that shit was for the bus. You're gonna need way more if you're trying to party. You got my number, dude? Let's get Tonka truck. Let's do this shit. I'm not trying to shit on white liberal people. I am one, it's fine sometimes. But just give a homeless person $1, watch one of your friends come up with a statistic. Every time. It's like, oh, did you know that 86% of the homeless are actually made of rubber? And I'm like, dude. I'm not saving the bees, I'm just making shit up at this point. I was doing that joke at a comedy club one time, and the whole front row was not having it. Like, really angry, where they're like, you're getting smaller because you're so angry, you know? And I was like, what is uniting these people? Like, what is the common thread here? And I noticed that they all had some shit right here, and it was near Ash Wednesday, and I was like, oh, Catholic. They don't like that I use charity for evil, that pit. And I don't like when people don't like me, especially not Catholics. Not a group you want organizing against you, you know what I mean? I tried to pander a bit. I was like, hey guys, this is fine, I'm Catholic, we're all Catholic here. It's no big deal, just do this stuff, it's fine. And they didn't believe me for a second. One lady was like, oh, you Catholic? What'd you give up for Lent? I was like, this bitch just check me right now? Oh my Catholicism? It made me so angry. She's like, what'd you give up for Lent? And I just said, Islam. More Catholic than you. It's fine, you know, if you don't like some jokes, you're not supposed to like them.
My big worry, because like I don't know if you guys know, there's a conspiracy theory out there that Stevie Wonder actually isn't blind, and it's very compelling. Yeah, a lot of people fucking know about it. So it makes me wonder. It's like, all right, if Stevie Wonder isn't blind, what all other shit are we being lied to about?
I don't know. Y'all can't let niggas have shit. Like, can we just have our blind superstar? Like, he's our last one. Ray Charles is gone. We got one blind.
I'm just saying,
nigga
black
left.
people have had a disproportionate amount of blind superstars. It seems artificial. Seems like someone's making them in a lab somewhere.
No, that breed of us is gone.
Breed?
Because them dudes. That breed, no, blind, talented niggas, that breed is gone. That is like, we don't have it. You gotta have a codeine addiction or some shit like that. We don't breed blind talent no more. Like, we don't. Everybody got sight and shit. It's ridiculous.
That's funny. Everyone's got face tattoos now, but no more blind guys.
Nobody's blind. Yeah.
How much shit do you trip over if you're blind and addicted to syrup?
You don't walk anymore. People move you around.
What do you think is a bigger deal, though? Because the moon
or JFK?
The moon thing, it cuts across culture. A lot of people have all kinds of different ideas about the moon. But JFK is really what, like, it starts the mainstream conspiracy movement in America.
I was gonna say in America, right? Like, European motherfuckers don't give a fuck about JFK.
They don't care when we
shit.
kill our presidents. They don't give a shit. They're like, kill more of your presidents. We hate you guys. Stop bombing us.
Bigger deal. They've made several movies about this nigga's death. There's not a lot of moon movies.
A lot of moon movies.
There's a movie called Moon.
Movies. There's not a lot of people being like, this how they faked it. You know, like, it's a lot of shit about his death, though. It's a ton. I would say his shit is a bigger deal.
JFK is, I think, the bigger one. The moon is different than JFK because there's not like a bunch of at this point, people don't care. They're
And
like,
it's bigger.
Who gives a shit if we went to the moon or not? It doesn't affect my life in any way whatsoever. But I do find one thing that you told me a while ago really interesting about how people believe that we did actually get to the moon the first time, but we couldn't film it. Did you see how excited he got? We couldn't film it because the film wouldn't pass back through the radioactive whatever ionosphere or something like that.
Here's the thing about Alex Jones. Broken clock is right twice a day, you know what I'm saying? He might be an extra broken clock. Maybe one of the numbers have fallen off and it's kind of like halvesies. But here's the deal. See, the thing about the Van Allen radiation belt is that you can't actually film past the Van Allen radiation belt. It'll erase anything you've recorded. So I believe that they went to the moon. They just had to fake the recording on a soundstage. And Stanley Kubrick did it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. They believe that Stanley Kubrick came in and directed the fake moon landing.
The weirdos think Stanley Kubrick did it.
And I'm like, I've seen the fake moon landing. It's a horrible cut. Kubrick would never let that happen. He'd be shooting fucking guns at the astronauts, be like, "Yo, make it real, make it feel like it's real."
Look,
Not enough Kubrick fans in the house.
It was too many white names for me, nigga. I got lost. It's like, who the fuck is all these people? I don't know much about the moon shit other than like it's an MTV award, nigga. That's the only thing I have in relation to that.
Didn't think we'd get a VMA trophy reference, did ya?
I think they went. I think they went, nigga. I mean, that's just some weird shit to lie about. I mean, I think they went. I think they pulled it off. I just don't think they came back.
Wait a minute.
Really? Wait a minute. I think, this is what I really think. I think they sent a different group of niggas, and they was like, listen, y'all the ones we gonna say went. But them niggas is history. Just kiss them goodbye. They sent some duplicates, nigga. That's what I think.
You're saying there's just like a killing field stack of bodies on the moon.
Bro, they signed a waiver. It was like, hey, bro, it was good meeting y'all. We the sacrifice. Nigga, with every great shit, there's a sacrifice.
How fucking incredible is it that he started out by saying, I don't believe it, and then he came up with a new one? How the fuck did you do that?
Look, that's what I think, man. Yeah. That's the only one that makes sense. Because you can't get that beat up ass spaceship back. Like, you lose shit on the way there. There's no footage of them fixing that hoe. It's
A spaceship.
Alternator almost ready. We're gonna have it ready in a second.
A spaceship is not like your 2004 Nissan Versa.
That's how I'm seeing it. You land, bro. Somebody should be fixing some shit. That many miles, I don't know the distance.
You know,
but it's like 4 vacations to get to this bitch. You take all these trips to get there, and then you just fly this bitch back like regular.
You know what's really funny? I asked everyone before all
Ain't
the guests.
no gas cans. Yeah, shit.
I interviewed all the guests before the show to figure out who's like into conspiracies and what. And Trey told me he's like not into conspiracies at all, and he has the most conspiracy energy I've ever seen. Think about it.
No, this just
open your mind.
Nah, this barbershop passion, nigga. Like this the energy you gotta let off when you even to cut your hair right. But you arguing Jordan LeBron. You like, hey, nigga, I picked who I picked, but don't fuck my fade up.
All right. We actually have a good mix of sports people and you know, whatever the fuck you are.
You like sports? I just found out you fuck people. That surprised the fuck out of me. I was like, that's a conspiracy. You getting pussy, nigga. I was like, how do you pull it off? How you treat these bitches? You have no drugs? You just have your body and words and they say, yeah?
Oh my God.
No, stand up. Show him what he's talking about.
This nigga is grade A unfuckable. Like, it's amazing. I'm sorry, Mike. I love you, buddy.
Nobody makes me feel worse than Trey. Look, he does the whole Showtime at the Apollo roast where he'll do my white guy voice, and it's the most unflattering shit.
It's very accurate.
You do sound like that guy.
Do you doing my voice?
Yeah, you doing my
Uncanny.
Oh, fucked up, man.
Dude, this is how I know you don't get pussy. Because if you fuck, it add bass to your voice. Like you that's how you would come. Do you come high pitched?
Listen.
Does he come that high? Like,
Trey,
pussy good. I'm sorry.
we could destroy Mike all night.
I know, I couldn't.
We gotta get back to the conspiracies.
All right, so nigga, they didn't go there.
Now hold on.
No, they went there.
I
They
just
didn't
want
come
to.
back.
I want to pop.
What do you think's happening on that submarine? Did they run out of oxygen yet? 2 hours. You're keeping up with it? Damn. Like for gambling purposes, you got the over/under. They're billionaires. We can laugh about them dying. Just pretend they're already dead. I'm supposed to feel bad. They have the entire U.S. and Canadian Coast Guard looking for their ass. You gonna cry if they die? No one's. Yeah, exactly. They died doing what they loved. Getting a government bailout without even asking for it. They love that shit. That's like dying in Jurassic Park if you're there to fuck the dinosaurs. No one should be sad about it. They're like, come on, Paul, he gave it a try. That's some old material. I wrote that a long time ago. Daddy's a weird word to say during sex. Let me rephrase it. My wife thinks it's weird that I call her daddy during sex. But she pays all my bills and hates my stand-up, so it's a father figure if you think about it. I got a cool wife too, she's great. I don't have anything that I could possibly complain about her. But I did find 2 things from my act. She has ADD, which is fine, I don't care about that. But sometimes she initiates sex a lot, which I like, but she just does it all ADD and weird, you know? She's like, let me see that big, old dick. And I'm like, old? We're from the South, you can say big old, you know? What's that big old dick, boy? Come on, hog tie that shit. That's how she gets when she's all in heat, you know? But don't hit the hard D in old, like we're discussing infrastructure in Bakersfield. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, God damn, it does look old. Look at that shit. Looks like Obama in the 2nd term. Feels disrespected. I don't know, never do mushrooms and look at your penis. That's not a good time. It's not, right? What did you learn? Did you learn anything? You look at this, you're like, this is a weapon of destruction. This is no good. You didn't learn anything from it? You know, some drugs, some people say some drugs you learn things from. And I guess other drugs you don't learn, but that's not true. You learn things from all drug experiences, you know? Like from mushrooms, you might learn that you're never actually gonna die. You're all part of a connected infinite universe, you know? If you smoke crack, you might learn, you're like, all right, I can suck a dick in the daylight. You know what I mean? Right here, right now. I didn't know that about myself. And maybe that's a valuable lesson on me.
Any hardcore drug users here? Here's the deal. If you're buying piss because they're drug testing you at your job, right, and you don't want them to find out that you're a little too cool on the weekends, here's a little tip. If you're buying this piss from a child, which, come on, I know you are. Don't assume that piss is clean because it's from a kid. Test these kids. Guys, what do you think they're selling this piss for? They're on drugs. These kids are on drugs. Yeah, that's not a joke to end on. It's just a little tip. I think I'm okay in comedy. I don't know how to end. You know, sometimes people have like a big, here's the best joke. I'm like, I just can't leave, you know. Because I don't know what the funniest thing to say at the end. I think the funniest thing I could possibly say is how much money I'm getting paid, you know. If I was just like, 13. You guys are like, US dollars.
I'm always in awe, you know what I mean? Just trying to figure out how your schedule even works. Because I know you've admitted to me about like kind of at your core being a lazy person, but like ostensibly.
Yeah, I feel lazy all the time, Radu, all the time. It's truly insane. It doesn't make sense, and it's something I talk about in therapy like all the time, where she's like, my therapist last week was like triggered by how busy I was. She was like, I was thinking about it all week, like how I'm seeing a new therapist, and I kind of like went in, slapped down on her couch and like told her my life, and she was just like, our next session, she was like, I was just thinking about your schedule all week. Like, how does someone do that? And I was like, wow, I'm I'm making her, like, she has to take her work home with her because my schedule's so big it's filling hers up.
Hey Radu, it's Jim Florentine. I guess you're a comic and you said you were hoping I can help you out with some new material, and then you put a video in here that you were at a party and someone said, who wrote that song, All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun? Was it Jim Crow or Sheryl Crow? It's tough to add to that bit because it's bad, but you know, first of all, if you're at a party and people are talking about who wrote that song, All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun, that party stinks. There's no fun going on at that party at all. So you wouldn't even want to be at that party. And I don't think that anyone would confuse Sheryl Crow and Jim Crow because it's a female singing the fucking song. So the bit's not that good. But if you want to add whatever you want to fucking add to it. But whatever, that's the beauty of stand-up. You try it on stage, you see if it works. Sometimes you'll do a bit and you're like, there's no way this is funny, and the crowd laughs. Like, okay, I guess I was right. And then other times you think you got a gem, like this fucking Jim Crow and Sheryl Crow bit, and then you do it in front of a live audience and it just dies the slow death it deserves. Good luck in stand-up. I'll see you on the road.
What about a guy who's always confusing Jim Crow and Sheryl Crow?
No.
Like he's like, hey, who wrote All I Want to Do? Was it Jim Crow? his friends are like, no, it's definitely Sheryl, dude. It's Sheryl. And he's like, well, then who is Jim Crow? Is he from The Doors? I sent that. I wanted that bit told by a celebrity on Cameo, so I sent that to a comedian named Jim Florentine, and he sent me back a video where he's like, "This joke's not funny. I don't understand. Why would anyone confuse Jim Crow and Sheryl Crow on the phone? It's like a woman's voice." You're a legend, Jim. I love you. Appreciate you, buddy. That's $55 well spent. He was the cheapest, most famous person. I wanted Andy Dick, but he was $90.
Man, you know, I fucked up. I shaved my face and shit, right? I had shaved, and I'm glad I got white friends when I shaved my face, because y'all nice. Y'all say kind shit, you know. You look younger, you look great. Motherfucking black friend walked over just like, nigga, where's your pride? Like, you can shave your dignity off your face, but like wild shit was happening when I was clean shaven, bro. Like I walked past the elementary school and a pedophile followed me home, nigga. He was like, hey, you like Sour Patch Kids? I'm like, I'm good, bro. I'm straight. I'm fine. Bro, I ain't done that joke in I don't know how long.
I would love to meet a pedophile that's still attracted to you now. Where he's like, he knows you're an adult and he's like, there's just something about Trey, there's a challenge to this. I don't know.
He's just so immature.
He lives every day like he's not haunted by adult nightmares. You know, I just want to fuck that innocence out of him.
Show me your chest.
What about this? What about a pedophile who's a bottom? So like, he's always in court, you know, he's like, Your Honor, how can I be fucking? They're fucking me! They're fucking me! It's called a loophole, sir.
Shit. I don't want that dick in my ass. That baby raped me. That's what old black dude is. Old black man. Baby raped me. That baby raped me. I told him no.
Like, Henry, you did it. It's not your fault. You guys pulled back a little bit on a joke, and we're like, you know what? Here we go. Let's double. Let's triple that.
Yeah, we gotta quadruple down on everything.
I've always got a pedophile family, so people can laugh at this stuff. You know? Oh, just us? Okay, all right.
Everybody, you know what's wild though? Like, cause I've been molested like 13 times. So like, I can talk about it, nigga.
They called him the practice cousin.
Maybe.
I thought a joke that I wrote. He told me that.
It's not lying. My nickname was Tryout. Audition. You know that's in here.
I thought me and my wife did it for you.
Hold on, I want to tell you about this. Cause when you get, the thing is you just think everybody like you.
That's the word.
That's the thing. You think everybody's friendly. You like, well, these niggas got candy and dollars and kindness. My hands hurt. But they so sweet about it. Oh, he left. He couldn't handle that one.
Yeah, it would change. I cannot imagine if I was a kid and I thought everyone around me was a pedophile. I was like, damn, every adult is libertarian? That's fucking crazy. That is some shit.
Do you, cause you talk about a lot, so do the
I'm obsessed with pedophiles, but I don't.
Do they come up in when you fucking your lady?
Yeah, she's like this tall.
She's tiny.
We have a 6-year age gap. And whenever I tell people that, they're like, oh, you're a sexist now. I'm like, she's older. I'm a fucking old lady, okay? Yeah. No one assumes that I'm the good guy, but I am.
Wow, fucking mature.
And it's hard because she's 4'11", so I'm like, you have to worry about pedophiles and regular rapists. You know what I mean? Like, there's two kinds of offenders out there, different size bands, but like they're both.
Your lady scream, I hate traffic, and people like, yeah, she hate all traffic.
But we fucking, she says it, I don't know.
What'd she say?
She said our sex stuff, like, I don't know. Daddy's like a weird word to say during sex.
Not that weird.
My wife thinks it's weird that I call her daddy during sex. But she pays my bills and hates my stand-up. That's a father figure thing about her.
Wow. You know what else is wild, bro? Nigga's a weird word to say during sex.
Is it?
Yeah. Especially when there's no niggas around. Like, that's when...
My married friend told me recently that like his wife won't let him watch porn anymore because she says when he watches porn it feels like he's cheating on her. And I was like, dude, just cheat on your wife and ask her if it feels like you're watching porn. You'll get porn back. We're not allowed to hang out anymore, so.
I'm not one of these comics like, it's just jokes. It's not just jokes. We're powerful on stage. People listen to what we're saying. It's amazing. But, like, actually pay attention to all the words. You know? I did this whole long thing. You can't just take a 2-minute chunk. Take the whole thing. That's how it's about.
Yeah.
You can't just take Mark Twain and just have only the N-word and be like, well, I guess he's a racist. Like, no, it's a character saying it. Yeah, what?
At what point, speaking of family, at what point, because, I come from an immigrant background. I've spoken to a lot of people who have this same sort of, environment. At what point in your comedy career trajectory did your parents or family, stop sending you the, hey, maybe law school kind of pamphlets or texts or emails or whatever.
My mother in particular, she wasn't necessarily hung up, oh, you could have been a great lawyer, you could have been a... My mom was like, you could be a great anything. You know, that's how my mom felt about it. And she's like, anything that you put your mind to, and most likely, she was like more so in the business side, like, yo, as an entrepreneur, you could be very successful. There's no need for you to do stand-up and drive 12 hours each way. I would lie to her. I'd be like, 12 hours each way for 300. In the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I only got paid $100. That was to get into the Stardome. That's to get into the Stardome. I drove 12 hours each way, and I had to stop. I stopped in Louisiana. I wasn't even 21. I stopped in Louisiana, played at Isle of Capri or Harrah's on the boat, and I was like, yo, whenever I get to 300, I'm getting the hell out of here. Earned another $200, flipped my 100 to 200, 300, and then I drove home and I showed my mom, like, see, they gave me $300. You know, like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was just showing that. In reality, it was fucking $100.
Oh my god. That is the best story I've ever heard.
I like weed. I don't smoke it, but I think it's awesome that it's like finally kind of decriminalizing and legalizing places, because I'm so sick of people trying to convince me it's medicine. I can't handle that anymore. I'm sure it's medicine for 3 people, not the way most of you smoke weed. All right, I take real medicine. I have hemorrhoids. I've never taken my hemorrhoid medication in a circle of 8 of my friends. Like, bro, pass the ass sauce. I'm ready this time. I got first, dude. You had first last time. You ruined the tip.